Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Online visibility is not luck, it's a strategy. Combine SEO, digital PR, and content distribution to grow. Visit adz.com to learn more.
This is you without Collaborator. Invisible, just another seagull. And this is you with Collaborator. Get noticed in the AI era.
Well, hello everyone. Good to see some beautiful faces here on a Friday morning. How you going, Craig? How you doing? All right. I'm Anthony Brown, co-founder and managing director of Studio Hawk, and I'm here to talk about the top 10 SEO mistakes you're probably still making. But to be honest, 3 or 4 of them are actually probably marketing mistakes you're still making. So lucky we are on the Search Fundamentals panel. All right, that's me. Run an SEO agency, run a cool event called Dreamland. Done Brighton SEO before, but this is the first time on the main stage, so go easy on me. Alrighty, brands that Studio Hawk have worked with. We've got a bit of e-com and B2B there. Some of the names that I hope you recognize, otherwise I'm not doing a good enough job. Now, going straight into it. The first one's not an SEO mistake. The first one, I hope a lot of you resonate, from junior to senior to EMOs. Misaligned expectations. When you're starting a campaign, when you're doing SEO, when you're doing any bit of marketing, if you don't set the goals, if you don't understand what your why is, you don't understand what you do, why are you doing what you're doing? What is the business doing what it does? If you're not setting that goal, you're not setting that expectation, well then, why? Why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it to make money? Is it to get more customers? Is it to help people? Are competitors beating you? Is it to get better keyword rankings? Have you found a niche and you want it to dominate in? You want to showcase your knowledge, develop a new channel. You want to set those expectations and sing from the same hymn sheet. Because you know what happens when you have misaligned expectations? Who remembers this? Hands up, who remembers this? CJ from San Andreas, 2 number 9s. Shit, here we go again. That's what you, from junior to mid to senior, in those meetings going, oh shit, we can't get anything done because we don't know where we are going. And you know what happens when those expectations are misaligned? Your competitors win. You're chasing your tail. Your budgets are wasted. You're wasting your time. Your team is annoyed. You're annoyed. Stakeholders are misled. You've missed your targets. Absolute pain in the ass. And then you're all having these useless meetings going, can we do this? Can we do that? What about this? What about that? It's like, well, you keep changing the time. You keep changing it all the time, and this is what happens. And then why are we losing? The CMO comes out and says, why are we losing? Yeah, because of this shit. So, how do you mitigate this? Empower your team. If you're in-house and you're hiring people, or you're in-house and you hired an agency, empower them. Otherwise, why are they there? Follow your core values. Action-orientated behavior. Get shit done. You can look at the data all the time, and data is very important. But you can sit on your hands and have paralysis by analysis, and then your competitors are beating you. Create accountability. Check the ego. Constant learning. These are some of the things that you want to have, those open and honest conversations to set those expectations. And I know it's going to be hard because the junior's going to go up to the boss and try and do this, but this is where it comes to be a collaborative effort to set the tone. So that's missing expectations. So next one, a lack of a holistic marketing approach. This is not the 1980s anymore. This is not radio, TV, print. There are a myriad of channels to be able to market on. Now, some of them are going to be more important for your businesses than others, but this is where you can't silo yourself. So, I mistime this, but who likes all their eggs in one basket? Who likes to take the risk of only relying on one channel, right? If your competitors are diversifying and you're smashing paid ads, and then you come to me or you go to social media, you go to PR and go, oh, we need to do this. But you've put all the eggs in one basket and you've blown all your budget in one basket. So, what happens when you're stuck on that one track? When you've put all the eggs in that one basket, what happens? Competitive disadvantages. You're risking long-term growth for short-term gains. You treat that channel as a silo, can waste future opportunities because you're so honed into that one thing. Wasting resources, and competitors build equity online on other channels before you. So, how can you diversify that? What are some of the things you can do? Now, I'm just going to give you a big list. You all should know this, right? But here are some of the channels. Like I said, it's not the 80s anymore. Do SEO for long-term growth. Instagram, TikTok, Meta. Improve your brand authority. Do some PR. Experiential marketing. Email marketing. Ooh, advertising. Anyone know what ooh advertising is? That's what you want someone to say when they see your advertising. But no, it's actually out-of-home advertising. Run events and networking, radio, podcast, and TV. There are a myriad of ways to start diversifying. Asterisk, yes, your budgets are going to constrict some things, but you want to start looking at some other channels to diversify and try it out. You can't just get stuck on one channel, because that leads me to an over-reliance on paid ads. At an SEO conference, everyone loves this. So, you might resonate with some of this. You know, this is one of the most friendly companies in the world, isn't it? This is Google. This is Google playing in the field of cash that you all give it with PPC. That's them absolutely swimming like Donald Duck's Uncle Scrooge McDuck here in the cash that you give it. And this is what tends to happen when you have an over-reliance on paid ads. Heavy PPC spending, crisis is building, those costs rise, you're paying more for the same traffic. You start to get a bit squeaky bum time. You rush to start SEO. You fail with your short-term thinking, and then guess what? It's a bit too late for a bit of momentum and impact, and you're a bit screwed. So here's an example of what that sort of looks like. Here's an example of an e-commerce fashion brand. This is a real-life example that we had an initial lead call with. They were spending 50 grand a month on PPC. They did nothing on SEO. They can't spend any more on PPC because those costs have gone up. They asked too late about SEO. They refused to invest any budget for SEO. Competitors are beating them. They had no patience due to ads. They came to me there when it's all going to shit. You know what happened? Take a guess. Take a wild stab at what happened. They went into administration. Oh, no good. So, over-reliance, that's a very extreme example, but hey, I'm on Brighton main stage. I want to be able to make a point. So, here's what it looks like when SEO and PPC are competing against each other. You've got two brands here. One is paying a fortune for a non-branded keyword. Now, branded keywords, yeah, okay, people want to protect their brand, I get it. But for non-branded, SEO is doing its job here. It's ranking first. Prep Kitchen here, different, they're ranking first, but they're also paying for that spot. So, one of the things to avoid is don't waste PPC budget that could be spent better. Lift and shift those budgets once organic gets into the top 3. And SEO and PPC agencies should work together strategically. You shouldn't hate each other, you should work together, because PPC gets you the short-term wins, organic gives you the long-term wins, you can then lift and shift that budget, PPC can then dominate for more keywords, organic is ranking well, hey-ho, the client should be happy. But traditionally, SEOs and PPCs hate each other because they're sooks, but they shouldn't, they should work together. All right, poor marketing resource and operations. I always love to use memes, as you'll see, so pretty sure this will resonate with a lot of you here, consultants, agencies, in-house. Getting tasks done will make an impact on business goals. No, we don't want to do that. Why the hell would we want to make an impact on goals for? Why do we want to achieve goals? No. Let's get an audit done that you'll never use, but hey, we used up some of that marketing budget and told the CMO that we did something. So why is this an issue? Do you go agency over in-house? Do you go agency over consultant? Do you go in-house over consultant? Where do you go? A lot of businesses fail to plan for their marketing strategy. Many brands hire consultants, but sometimes, and especially in the UK in this tough market, you need execution. You need to get shit done. And as we can all pretty much attest to, the finance heads lead the budget and they don't understand marketing. So that's always a fun battle that a lot of you seniors in the room will have, but a lot of you juniors will have very, very soon. So what you want to focus on when it comes to this is priority. What actually is important? What is the impact that you are going to make? What are the deliverables and actually getting shit done? If you're in a situation where you need to actually create content, you need to fix up that website, getting an audit done and letting it sit in the Google Drive is not going to do you any favors, is it? No. But getting able to create that content, get that shit on the website, do some link building, create those social posts. Impact, especially in the UK where it's quite tough right now, you need to make moves. So what should you ask to improve efficiency? You should ask your team, the bosses, the client should maybe be asking you, or you be asking your team. What is more important to the growth of the business? What will make an impact? What will help to achieve the goals? What will help solve our problems? Your KPIs are reliant on this. Your jobs are on the line. You want to make an impact. You don't want to sit there, hey, and I'll have a crack at in-house because this is what happens sometimes because budgets, but hey, you don't want to sit there and not do anything. You actually want to get things done. What will make the C-suite happy? So, that's what we tend to find when it comes to poor resourcing and operations. We just tend to focus on the cool, shiny things or get that audit done or we'll get a consultant to tell us what to do and then we can't actually do anything. That does make an impact, especially in the UK right now. So, now we get to a bit of SEO, all right? Now this is search fundamentals. So, You should already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So, how many of you had this conversation? It's like, oh, no, we don't need technical SEO. Website's good. No, we've got a Ferrari for a website. It's absolutely running right, but we've got no traffic. No one can find us. We can't convert. We're not making any money. But no, the website's all good. We paid someone to do it. Because guess what? If Google can't crawl your website, you are absolutely... I'm not allowed to say it, so I'm glad you said it. So, exactly. If you could have the best looking website, you have the best product, but if Google can't find it, which is one of the major search engines in the Western world, if they cannot crawl your website, good luck, mate. You could have the best product ever, but if they can't crawl it, have fun. And also, when it comes to site structure, then once you get them to crawl, if they can't navigate it easily, they won't understand your site very well. So some of the things you want to look at, and forgive me, I did have a lot more examples, but I had to cut this from 40 minutes into 20 minutes, so you can ask me after the talk. Broken internal, external links, easy shit. If you're not fixing that stuff up, especially for e-coms, mate, what are you doing here? Slow websites. Look, it's not the rush of 2021 where it's Core Web Vitals and everyone was shitting themselves, but if you're an e-com, you want to make sure that your websites are a bit faster because it does impact conversion rates. Heading structure, come on, let's be honest, it's 2025. The ones, when it comes to site structure, these are the ones as an agency we see the most from an e-com and a B2B perspective. Your service pages for a B2B website, sometimes they are just terrible. They're not talking to your users, not talking to your customers. They are not detailing the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. How are you solving their problems? What are you doing? You're not detailing what you do on these services pages. You don't have enough services pages. And then you don't have the expertise pages whereby you are talking about and you're creating content and specific pages about how good your service is for a specific sector that you want to target. You're a plumber, cool, you have one page about plumbing. But maybe you're a commercial plumber, so you have a specific expertise page talking about how good you are for that specific market. So not only do you have the general commercial keywords coming through your services pages, you are also creating targeted content for the target customers that you want to go after. And then you flip that into e-com. E-com, just have one dresses page, that'll do. But it's on Shopify. Have one dress page. No, creating collection pages that are specific to those keywords. Maxi dress, midi dress, floral midi dress. With Shopify, and Shopify is pretty much number one these days, but you can create those collection pages to target those specific keywords. If you just had dresses, well, good luck. Good luck. What are you going to get when you go onto Google for that? Hey, Mr. ChatGPT, a dress is something that somebody wears. Cool. But a niche collection page like that, you are creating that collection page with your heading structure, with your above the fold content, being able to target those specific keywords. And the last but not least is retail holiday pages, one thing that people miss. Now, some businesses do this, some businesses don't, creating specific Black Friday pages or Valentine's Day pages or Christmas pages and Easter pages, creating specific retail holiday pages, because some people, and especially in e-com, love to get a deal. They love to only shop when it's Black Friday, when it's things like that. So, creating a specific collection page around Black Friday, targeting those keywords. So, once I've said that, how do you actually decide? How do you decide? So, you want to speak to Martin there at Rank Caddy, but also, keyword research. Simple, does what it says on the tin. Understanding what people are actually using for this. You know, instead of just having a trainers page, black trainers, ladies trainers, men's trainers, trainers for trail, trainers for marathons, trainers for high rocks, different types of collection pages. Internal site search, underrated. If you do have internal site search data, you can actually understand how people are on your website searching for things and then what pages actually show up. Sort of like your internal version of Google Search Console. Third, Google Search Console data. Free tool, you should be using it. If you're not using it, well, use it. And competitors. Looking at what Google is actually serving on those keywords that you want to rank for, how are those competitors serving their, what pages have those competitors created, how have they structured their pages, how have they structured those titles, the above the fold content, what have they got on those collection pages? All right, another one, poor planning and website migrations. What is this? What does that look like? What's that look like? Floor plan, of course, you're not going to build a house without a floor plan, are you? And now, this is maybe you pre-migration. It's looking good, it's a ramp, traffic's all right, but you know what? We're going to move to Shopify, we're going to move to like another platform. We just need, we need a scale, we need something better for our needs. All right, cool. So we're going to do a migration, we're going to change the websites, we're going to do all that. All right, cool. And this is what happens when you screw that up. Traffic just disappears. It becomes the Mojave out there. And then guess what? This is a problem because the P&L gets impacted. So website's a major sales channel. Website's a major driver. P&L's been cooked. You've migrated and you lost all those rankings. You spend a fortune and a lot of time rectifying traffic loss and improvements because you didn't plan the migration properly. And you lose a massive amount of revenue, organic traffic, keyword rankings, and authority, taking a heap of time to call, taking a heap of time to get back, and then you've got to call up an SEO agency, call up a consultant, call up Ryan, call up Greg, call up a few people in this room and go, can you fix this shit? Words to listen out for. So if you're an agency, you should be listening out for these words. If you're in-house and you're saying these words, call up the dev, call up an SEO agency, all right? Redesign, reskin, site changes, lick of paint, brand refresh, new logo, new branding agency, re-platform, you name it. I could have had another 40 here, but I'm not that good with a thesaurus, so I got about 17 here if I can count. But if you hear some of these words, the alarm bells should be ringing, and usually it's going to be CMO, CEO, yeah, my son thought the domain sounded terrible, so we're just going to change the domain. No, wrong. You're going to screw up the traffic and screw up the website and screw up the rankings and all the hard work that you and your predecessors have done. This is a bad example, a migration. Migration started there, boom. Absolute dog shit. And then we get a call saying, hey, can you fix this? Oh, wonderful. So, poorly planned migrations, listen out for those keywords. Make sure before you migrate, change your website, change your domain, change your content, reskin, retheme. Speak to an SEO, speak to the dev, look at what you're already doing and don't blow it all up and become the Mojave Desert and then get fired. All right, your content is meh. Which house would somebody like? You want the Palace of Versailles or you want this stock image I found in Mississippi? Which one? Which one do you reckon? Versailles. Come on, Versailles. Versailles. All right, I'm going to take Versailles. Same logic applies when it comes to content. People are going to be picking the informative, the one to answer the question. They're not going to be picking the one that's genuinely useless, thin, and crap. So here's an example, and I hope that works. Oh, yes, it does. The GIF works. So here's an example of a really, really short, terrible blog that has no heading structure, not doing anyone any favors, not doing Google any favors. It is absolutely meh. And unfortunately, I'm going to use an example for the next one, which, hey, I wish we had these budgets, but it's here for the example. HubSpot. Mate, I wish we had the budget to be able to do this, but I'm using this as an example. So HubSpot, you look at this, they have built an absolutely massive content hub around so many different topics because if you look at their heading structure, they answer the questions, they're able to provide content, calls to action. They've got internal links in there, external links, they've got imagery, they answer the question, they've got examples. That content is the Versailles. That is the Versailles. That's what you want. You want to go to Versailles. I don't want to go to some shack in the middle of nowhere. You want people to read your content, understand your content, get value from your content, and have it as a channel to rank for more keywords, draw people in, educate people. So, how to fix this if you've got a bit of shit content? All right, what are the business goals? How do the customers find you? How does your funnel work? Look for the questions you want to answer to provide value to your users and customers. Compare to the articles of your competitors. Look through Google Search Console data and internal site search data and SEMrush Ahrefs, insert your tool of choice there. Use Glimpse and Google Trends. Speak to your target audience. Look at your title and URL structure. Start with a heading structure. Weave in the long tail questions. Make sure to use your tone of voice and not ChatGPT because in marketing, 40% of you use bloody ChatGPT for everything so people can see through it now. We're used to reading, unveiling and emphasizing in the EM dash. We're sick of it. Use your tone of voice. Internal links, calls to action. Read through it. Does it actually make sense and represent your brand? And then track it through Google Search Console. Here are some modes of content that you should be doing. Shouldn't have to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it's search fundamentals. Blogs, guides, case studies, FAQs. These are some of the things that you should be doing. Again, budgets and resources permitting, focus on things that you can actually do and execute on that make sense for your customer base. Here are some examples. You've got HubSpot there. You've got IKEA for e-commerce in terms of the design inspiration, the lifestyle guides. You've got Dr. Vegan here where they're in health supplements, so they're creating specific blog categories around so many different things that their products help. And then HubSpot. Here's an example of a topic hub page where they've gone absolutely in-depth here and gone and hit the heading structure, hit the content, put some keywords in there, being able to link to other resources. FAQs, brand and non-brand. With ChatGPT now, questions, chunking, insert whatever query, fanner, keyword you've got here, but FAQs, oldie but a goodie. Case studies, showcasing that social proof as well. talking about what you're doing. Which leads me into, you are neglecting your authority. Same t-shirt, but why is one more expensive than the other? Brand, that's right, brand. It's the same t-shirt, same white t-shirt, but someone's paying 20, or someone's paying 120 instead of 20. So, how can Google trust your content? How can people trust your content? Brand has clout, brand has authority, brand sells. No one trusts Dr. Nick Riviera. Hopefully most of you in the audience actually remember who Dr. Nick Riviera is. But nobody trusts this backstreet doctor because he's no good. You're not going to go to him to get your leg amputated. That's why Lisa had to do the operation for him. So brand has clout, brand sells. And the issue is with AI and content increasing, Google is in this battle. It's in this battle to understand if they can trust you. Why should they serve you? Why should they show you? So as we all know, EEAT, focusing on that, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So here are some examples of showcasing the EEAT. Being able to get those, getting it fact-checked, being able to have those team pages, being able to have those specific pages showcasing your authority. Digital PR and link building, getting that authority from other websites. Creating team and company pages, being able to showcase, are you human? Are you actually real? Who's behind the brand? And some other ideas like branded content, author bios, social following, and user-generated content. And last but not least, AIO, AEO, GEO, LLM, blah, 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 and shiny toy syndrome. Again, I love the memes, and thanks to Sophie Gibson for this one. That's a lot of you now, just holding up AI and letting SEO, letting your website just die because you're focusing on the shiny toy. So, not even Google understands what GEO and AEO is now. Well, look, what have they got here? What is this? They don't even know yet. So, one of the things is it's still search fundamentals, but what we're sort of seeing now is search engine, answer engine, and call it AEO, GEO, whatever you want to call it. Insert acronym here, whatever fancy tool they're trying to sell. But fundamentally, search engine optimization, search everywhere optimization, and AEO, GEO, whatever. You've still got your keyword rankings, backlinks, search intent, organic traffic, technical health, link equity, SEO fundamentals, part and parcel. Then you've got some overlaps where, again, insert query fan out, brand citations, offsite reputations. Fundamentally, SEO is still the fundamental core, but then as AI comes into the fold more and more and people use it, we will start to see it change. But it's been around for like 6 months. So these AI agencies that are spinning up, hey, tell me a thing or two. All right, so what can you do? Focus on crawling before you can walk. Get the SEO fundamentals right first, then look at minor optimizations on AI, which are changing anyway. If I'm still here in 2030, yeah, different story, mate. We'll have a different ballpark. Might be ChatGPT, who knows, ChatGPT 700. But we're in 2025, this is what we're seeing right now. Fundamentally, SEO fundamentals will still get you visibility on search, and as the world develops, we will find out a bit more. And, as always, focus on technical SEO. If Google can't crawl your website, you are fucked. Branded and non-branded content, and being able to educate your customers on informational and commercial queries, as well as talking about your brand, and getting that authority and trust building from link building, digital PR, user-generated content, social proof. So, thank you very much. I've managed to cram in 40 minutes into about 22, so I'm going to get kicked off the stage now. So thank you very much. If you want to have a chat, scan the QR code, and thank you very much.
DemandSphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.
Wait, before you go, want to stay on track with where search is heading? Download Search Pulse by Reflect Digital today. It's game-changing.
You've got two blind spots, keyword rankings and LLM visibility. Now, most tools solve one, but AccuRanker solves both. See how at booth number 18.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.